What the heck is up, everybody? Welcome to Mix It Up with Veranda Social. My name is Gage Seber and I will be your host today, taking you through the art and history of the simple syrup, an essential part of any good cocktail. Sure, if you liked our video, obviously to like and subscribe, hit that bell. We'll be coming at you more throughout 2021 with some interesting cocktail mixes, a couple different techniques on how to make all sorts of different awesome recipes from several different bartenders across the industry locally, and maybe some cool special guests down the line as well. So today we are going to actually teach you about what a simple syrup is and how to make simple syrups. Right now it's January, it's a new year. A lot of people might be taking a hiatus after the holidays when there's been a lot of family in town. You might have needed some stuff to kind of take the edge off. And so we're going to give you an option on how to make some really cool, three diverse simple syrups that you could just be having to make your own soda at home, or how to make some mocktails. And then these could also be featured in regular cocktails if you're like, screw it, I'm going straight through January. I don't need any of that New Year's resolution stuff. So today, I'll get right into that and I'll give you a little bit about the history of simple syrups. So what is a simple syrup? Well, it is just that. It's simple, and it's a syrup. See, the problem is that sugar typically isn't going to dissolve in most cocktails. Sugar will dissolve in warm water, but as we know, we typically like to have our cocktails over ice or with diluted ice into the drinks, therefore making it cold water, and therefore sugars won't break down and give you that nice sweetness. So instead of just having sweetness at the very end of your drink, we make something called a simple syrup so that we can easily mix in flavors and sweetness into our cocktail. Now, a little bit about the history of simple syrups. We've actually been kind of using simple syrups for as long as we've been using the word cocktail, right? So actually it's attributed, or at least the story I've heard, I'm sure there's different stories around the industry, is that it was first coined by Harry Croswell in 1806. Later, there was other people who described in how to make a cocktail, and it was always featured with a type of simple syrup or sugar content of some kind. There's honey syrups, there's all sorts of really interesting, unique ones. But if you take the old fashioned, which is one of our, of course, oldest cocktails that we have in the record books, right, of the older cocktail mixing books, it is essentially a simple thing of bitters, a central spirit, and sometimes a little bit of water or ice, and then the simple syrup or the sugar. Now, sometimes people used soda water to break down actual granular sugar and break that down in things. So there are many recipes, of course, many variations for the old-fashioned, but the way that I always like to do it is to make a really delicious demerara syrup. So oftentimes the three main staples, other than of course the fruit that might garnish an old-fashioned, are going to be that spirit, that bitter, and that sweet. In this case, coming from a simple syrup. So today we're going to be giving you three different options, some unique different types of blends of simple syrups. I like to do infused simple syrups, especially when it's considered for a mocktail, because you can introduce some other flavors of sweet and maybe even spicy that can kind of give each drink a unique thing, even if it's just being combined with soda water like we're going to show you today. So we're going to have three different recipes today. I'm going to do one of kind of my favorite classics ones, which is a clove cinnamon demerara syrup. I keep this on hand in the house. It's really great also to flavor things like coffee or chai. It's got this really nice kind of spicy, sweet, kind of wintry flavor. So as it is January right now, maybe you're doing a little Irish cream with a little Irish whiskey in there, something like that. This would be a great one for that. But if you're just doing a mocktail, it's going to be a really interesting, savory, sweet, spicy soda that you can make it happen. So that's a really nice one. Then we are going to do kind of a special one today, an Indian spice chai. That's going to be done with cardamom and actually jaggery. Jaggery is a condensed, just pure cane sugar that's usually used in a lot of Indian dessert recipes. We have some in the house, and so I wanted to try and make something with that to kind of blend with these Indian spice chai mix to kind of make that just an extra special drink from the East today, for sure. Finally, we're going to do a pear fennel ginger one. This one's going to be a little more fruity, a little more effervescent, a little more herbal, and that should be able to give you like a really nice, bright, mocktail or cocktail. You can mix this with something like a mojito, it would be really good, or you can just do it with like a nice little spritz of lime in some soda, and it'll do you great there, or just by itself. Okay, so today we're going to be using, I have some bulk Demerara sugar, also known as turbinado sugar. We have a little Indian spice chai mix that I've whipped up myself. If you honestly get some spiced chai tea or some loose leaf, anything from that from a local herb store or health food store or whole food store, you should be able to find some Indian spice chai really pretty easily. So we're just going to use a little bit of that. A little goes a long way, and we're going to essentially brew a concentrated tea out of it. I've got some nice fresh cinnamon sticks. You can use powdered cinnamon, but I think you're going to get a better take out of just using cinnamon sticks themselves. It'll just be a little bit more aromatic and kind of get you a deeper flavor. I've got some ground cardamom here. That is also, that smells good. We're going to use that in our spice chai. Here is our jaggery. So that is going to be our tightly packed cane sugar there. Comes in these little cubes. Got some fresh ginger we're going to do some grating of here. I've got some other whole cardamom. Might not end up using this in these, but if we need a little bit of extra flavor, I might use them. We've got cloves right here for our cloves Demerara sugar. I've also got some fennel, some nice fennel seeds right there. That'll do for us. Got some nice Asian pears. These are organic Asian pears from the local store. You should be able to find those too. Got a little star anise as well. We're going to put that into our clove one just for a little extra flavor. And then of course I've got a couple different kinds of, got the Fever Tree Club Soda to be able to do some mixing in. You can just do your basic Schweppes as well, or if you want to, even just a little Pellegrino if you want to get fancy. Now we have here our fine mesh strainer. It's an essential tool of every bartender right there. This one's a little beat up, but it's still doing just fine. So here we have our hot boiling bubbling brew. So we have let our syrup cool down a little bit so it's ready to taste. So I'm going to give it a little smell here. Smells delicious. Jaggery has this nice, like, pungent sweetness to it. And I'm getting some of that chai spice. It almost smells like a nice, like, rich tea. That's good. I'm going to give this a little try. Nice. It's not overly intense. It's really nice, really mild. I'm getting this nice, the jaggery right off the top comes and hits. It's a very distinct flavor if you haven't tasted it before. It's almost got like a nuttiness to it. The cardamom gives it this really nice dryness. If you've ever had like a really good dry wine, the flavors of the notes sit right on the front of the tongue. And then finishes off with some of those just really nice wintry chai spices. It's kind of got that spicy chai, like a planet chai to it. I think that's going to be really excellent. So here you have it. We have our Indian chai spice simple syrup. this one is smelling delicious. Oh yeah, nice and sweet. That Demerara sugar is really rich and bold. It's a really pure, but like full-mouthed sugar. And then the cinnamon is just delicious. And the clove just gives it this, it's like a good old clove cigarette from back in the day. Fresh winter morning. Absolutely delicious. Alright, here we go for our final syrup. This is going to be our pear fennel ginger. Let's give it a try. Love that. Absolutely love that. That tastes like kind of like a nice cream soda flavor. That fennel comes in though, so if you've ever had like Fentimans sodas, it's really nice stuff. That fennel is delicious. It's not overbearing, but a lot of almost changes it to like honey, and the pear just makes this nice, rich, I don't know, herbal, fruity taste to it. Really nice. Very subtle. At first you just get this nice like, kind of caramel, but then you get the herbs on top of it. Really good stuff. That is going to go great with a little club soda. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and make a drink. Now that we have all three of our syrups, let's try one of these. We're going to just do these over ice with a nice little club soda for us. So this one I'm going to do our cinnamon clove syrup. So I'm just going to pour that right over our rock. Oh yeah. And top with some soda. Let's give it a little stir. Well, there you have the three awesome and unique individual simple syrups for you. Three very different flavor profiles, each one of them to your liking. Thanks for joining us again today, and if you guys have any idea for your own or some recipes that you guys come up with, we'd love to hear them. There's a little bit about simple syrups for you.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. Hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell so you can get more notifications, and stay tuned for Mix It Up with Veranda Social for the rest of 2021.